morning, everybody. Good morning, grandmas. Today is Wednesday, July 26th, and we're going over mom's blood work. She went to the doctor's the other day and had all this blood work done, and it looks like she's just a normal mom.
That's good. Good, normal's good.
All right, we gotta pack some orders. Had a couple sales yesterday towards the tail end of the day that we're going to ship. Super Smash Bros. For the N64. This is so destroyed with like stickers. Yeah, it's pretty gross. This sold for 40 bucks. Shipped. Excite Bike for the Game Boy Advance. That sold for $12, I think. A stupid cord that I had listed. This sold for like 5 bucks. And the Audio Technica ATH M50s sold for $75. Let's get these all packed up. Oh yeah, and I forgot this black GameCube controller, which is in mint condition. The joysticks are tight and it is very, very, very clean. Sold for $30, merchant fulfilled on Amazon in less than a day. I listed it yesterday. It sold yesterday. I got a conference call with Steve and Chris. We used to do these every single week, but since I went to Japan, it kind of dropped off, but we're gonna get back on that. Chris is still wearing the NASA hat. So I talked to Rachel earlier this morning and she was like, when are you gonna get a job? And then somebody trolled me on YouTube yesterday and was like, when are you gonna get a job? And then I've been putting off updating my resume for a while, but I just got an email from one of the guys I have worked for in the past asking, hey Eric, how are you doing? Checking to see what your work situation is. I am a director part of blah, blah, blah in California. That's up in Northern California. We are looking for some vacation coverage in November and December. Are you still doing contract work? It would be directly with the clinic, blah, 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 blah. Tribal clinic serving only Native Americans. So I don't need a California license. He checked with the state board. I could go work in California in November, December. That would be good for work and student loan life, but that would be bad for getting married life because we were planning on getting married in December. I'll have to run this by Rachel, and I might be working in California November, December. How awesome would that be? They're looking for temporary coverage, which means one of their workers is probably taking off Thanksgiving and then Christmas holidays, which would be, it's like the worst time to work as a contractor because there's so many holidays that you don't get paid for. It's time that I could be spending with my family, but since I see my family a lot during the non-holiday months, that it's not as big of a deal for me to miss the holidays. Yeah, it sucks because everyone gets together, but I do get to see more of them throughout the year to where I'm not only meeting up once or twice a year for Thanksgiving and Christmas. So I probably will take it. I've always wanted to work in California, and he said, and I thought I wasn't allowed to work in California with my Florida license, but he said he ran it through the pharmacy board in California and everything would be square. I might start looking for van life sooner than later because of that pharmacy contract. I do this every so often. I order public subs online when I'm preemptively knowing that I'm gonna go get it. Let's get it ready at 2:15. Put in the information and then we submit it and then it will be there waiting for me when I go get it. I think it takes about 25 or 30 minutes, but it's good to do as a time saver so you don't get stuck behind somebody ordering for his wife. It takes 20 minutes and then they end up messing up the sub, so you just buy it from them. We just devoured a delicious mango from my grandparents' park in Pine Island. We have the seeds here and mom's on Google reading how to grow a mango. I like the first one. Says, number 1, eat a nice mango, remove as much of the flesh as possible. So she's doing research on trying to turn those seeds into a mango tree. All right, Mom, you grow a mango tree. I'm going to take these to the post office. We got a bunch of packages and we missed the postman, so all these are gonna go. And I'm taking the Prius because I don't think I can fit this on the scooter. I love this Prius. It's so much better when it's not beeping in my face. Sometimes when I'm driving a car, I forget what side of the street I'm supposed to be on. If there's like no lines, like my residential streets, there's no lines and I'm like, which side, left side, right side, because it's different in different countries and I've been trained differently from Japan. My little brother just texted me. He says that the car that Kat's driving is having an engine code, like a PC300 something. And I Googled it really quick and it says random cylinder misfires. It could either be a spark plug, it can be an intake hose issue. The battery is able to start the car, but it's not able to maintain the car correctly. It could be a fuel filter, it could be a fuel pump. So there's all these different things. And my brother is not as like hands-on as I am. He's pretty good, but he's just not as, he's a little bit more intimidated, I think, and doesn't like to just dive in. Oh, there's a postman. Maybe he can take the packages. Let's track down that postman. I just saw him turn. All right, we're on a hunt for a postman. somewhere in this neighborhood. Found him. Let's see if he takes my package. Is he a cool postman or is he a you-know-what postman? I was going to the post office. I got a couple packages. Would you be able to take them? A couple streets down. Yeah. They're all prepaid. I could just run out and give them to you. Awesome. I appreciate the information. Thank you. Cool. He took them. He also gave me a tip saying you could, well, I already knew you could schedule a pickup, but I've just been doing orders every single day and it gets me out of the house, you know? He said you leave a note in your mailbox saying pick them up on the porch, and then you leave them on the porch and then they'll pick them up that way, which is pretty cool. Now I don't have to go to the post office. I got 15 minutes until my sub is ready. There's a Goodwill kind of on the route to the Publix. I'm gonna swing into that Goodwill, see if I can find anything. There is the Will. So funny thing about this Goodwill, I've actually had my best vintage basketball jersey pull out of this Goodwill. I was just in here flipping through one basketball jersey, another basketball jersey, another basketball jersey. I think I found like 10 vintage champion, one embroidered vintage Pacers Reggie Miller jersey. I still have the Reggie Miller jersey. It's like a unicorn item that's in my Etsy store. I've had that for a couple of years, up at a ridiculous price. It was all here. Someone must have just like donated their whole vintage basketball collection. And that was posted on my Instagram. Ta-da! Didn't think I'd ever find Lulu in Port Charlotte, but here we go. Lulu bag, it's pretty sick. Something for FBA. And the graphic on this vintage Bulls duffel is pretty sick, but it's torn up on the bottom. I'm gonna leave that here. I'd say that was pretty successful for a quick stop. And if all goes well, there should be a sub waiting for me right here. 0 time wasted. Mom, I'm home. Mom was busy with those mango seeds. Wow, she split one and this was on the inside. I wonder if you can eat this.
I'm gonna try to sprout that, but the way it is, to get a sprout first.
Wow.
But the other one I planted, I think I know which end is up on the other one. It's gonna sprout, and I think it's gonna be from this end.
So check back in 7.5 years to see if this grows into a mango tree and makes mangoes. My mom sold a Dyson vacuum cleaner part right before I left the house. She was super excited to get it out. It was the dust canister. It sold for 25 bucks. $10 shipping, not a whole bunch of profit, but she's happy just because she listed it yesterday and it sold. On my way to the gym, it's about 3:30 or 3:45. Today is leg day. My chest, tries are sore. My back's a little bit sore from the last 2 days working out. But I'm getting back into it. Highly motivated, feeling good, back into it, back into a good rhythm. I wear long pants on leg day because when I do deadlifts, it sometimes bangs into my shins and this kind of protects it from getting all bloodied up and scarred. About 4:30 and I'm the only person working out in this gym. It is awesome. Workout was fabulous. Leg day is usually a hard day, but I got through it pretty easily today. Motivation is high. Let's swing over to the Goodwill and see what we can find. Not a home run, but deal or no deal, $2.99. It's about 20 bucks on Amazon. This was really interesting to me. It's small. I like smalls, things that are gonna ship less than 16 ounces. And this is a brand new case, but it's a, looks like a turkey call. Does that sound like a turkey? Anyways, I'll probably ask like 20 or 25, free ship on that. On my way back home, I'm gonna use my pharmacy job offer or the interest email as a motivation for me to renew my license. My license expires in September. I've been putting off doing my continuing education credits, and what those are credits given for classes that I have to take, just proving to the Board of Pharmacy and the Florida State Board of Pharmacy that I'm continuing to educate myself in the field of pharmacy, and it's a requirement every 2 years to do a certain amount of CE credits. So I'm gonna go online and do a lot of those tonight instead of listing a bunch of stuff. My dad's been pestering me for about the last 6 months. Have you done your CEs yet? Have you done your CEs yet? I gotta just get them done and out of the way, so I'm gonna try to do some of them today. A couple of them that I have to do are actually scheduled, so I'm not gonna be able to get those ones done today, but that's all right. A certain amount of them can be just reading credits. A certain amount of them actually have to be like live webinars that I have to attend to. But anyways, guys, if you have made it to the end of the video, give it a big thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. If you have any encouraging comments, if you have any questions or encouraging comments, I'd love to hear them. And I will talk to you guys in the morning. Por la mañana. Bye. Welcome to the Florida sun shower.
Cluck, you cut on a box call, put your thumb against, and
So Turkey's gonna ring the doorbell.